Hello and welcome to another hype show, another preview show. This time for Immortal Wrestling, and it's going to be none other than Devil's Playground, November the 25th, from the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick, near Trowbridge. So if you live in or near Southwick or Trowbridge or in the southwest of the UK, get yourself along to this show here. And Devil's Playground from Immortal Wrestling, November the 25th. And all the details are on the screen there. But more importantly, you can see that tremendous artwork, that absolutely loaded poster with some of the most craziest, talented wrestlers, performers on the UK scene, across the UK and internationally. And we'll talk about all of those stars and more very, very soon. But first of all, I'm Jonas, and welcome to this hype show, this preview show on behalf of Immortal Wrestling. And I'm just going to bring up that picture one more time because it's absolutely loaded cover. We're going to be going through all 8 matches very, very soon, hyping them up, playing you all the hype videos, all the promo videos that have come through, talking about all the individual competitors and what sort of match and what sort of show we can be expecting in just a few days' time. November the 25th from the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick, near Trowbridge. So if you're down in the southwest of the UK or anywhere near that area, get yourself down there. More importantly, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you've got a QR code. If you're watching this on a laptop, get your phone out, scan that now. That'll take you straight through to Eventbrite. We can get your ticket or tickets today. Scrolling along the bottom of the screen, all the details there. bit.ly/Immortal Devils. That's bit.ly/Immortal Devils, or just click in the link which is in the description to this show. 3 ways to get you to the website, 3 ways to ensure that you have tickets for this show. Immortal Wrestling presents Devil's Playground, and just a little minuscule amount of talent that's going to be on this loaded card. Former WWE NXT UK star Jakk Sellstrom will be there. His second appearance in Immortal Ring, tremendous competitor, blazing a trail all across the UK, and he'll be coming back to Immortal Wrestling November the 25th. The unpredictable CJ Rawlings, one of the very finest independent workers on the UK scene, or further afield. He's been doing some shows over in Europe, so everywhere is finding out how great CJ Rawlings is. CJ made his debut for Immortal Wrestling at our last show, and he's going to be back again. And we're going to be seeing a lot of CJ Rawlings in this episode and future Immortal Wrestling shows for sure. Now, if you look up on Google, the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth, you will see this man here, Tate Mayfairs. And on November the 25th, we will all find out why Tateness is greatness, and he will be in one of our featured matches. We'll talk more about Tate, his opponent, and the match a little bit later on. And of course, the deadly one, Nightshade, current Immortal Wrestling Women's Champion, will be on the show. Also, Nightshade's being busy, working all around the UK, Europe, and further afield, defending her many titles across the world, including Japan. Nightshade will be back in the UK November the 25th, performing once again for Immortal Wrestling and defending her women's champion. Speaking of championships, the King of Hell, Damien, will be back. He's been a champion now for a long while. I think he's recently surpassed 666 days. So the mark of the devil, and the King of Hell, Damien, will be back defending his championship, the Immortal Wrestling National Heavyweight Championship, which he has held for coming up 2 years now. And November the 25th, we'll find out more about his match, his opponent, very, very soon. And then, of course, flying over from the States, former WWE star, now current Impact Wrestling star, Dirty Dango, will be in the Southwick Village Hall November the 25th. And one of the main reasons why you need to be getting your tickets right now. That is just some of the tremendous talent that's going to be there. All 8 matches will be kind of clarified, announced, spoken about, hyped up very, very soon. But once again, scan the barcode, click in the link in the description, or just follow the instructions scrolling along the bottom of the screen to get your tickets today for Immortal Wrestling Devil's Playground. And if you might be interested in getting up close and personal with Dirty Dango, you can do. Go to the Immortal Wrestling social pages now. There is currently a competition going on where you can win for 2 fans to have a meet and greet with Dirty Dango, former WWE star, now Impact Wrestling star. Simply like, share the post and comment, or tag somebody in the comments on who you might like to join you. But that competition is currently ongoing, and it's got a barcode there because, of course, you need to be going to the show in order to take part in the competition. So make sure you get your tickets first and then take part in that competition. And, of course, just to hide my pretty little face there, I don't know why I put it so large, there's a whacking great big barcode in the center of the screen there. So scan that now. If you're watching this on a laptop, or if you're able to scan somebody else's phone, that's the easiest way to be a part of this show. That's the easiest way to be at Devil's Playground, November the 25th from Southwick and the Southwick Village Hall, of course. The smaller barcode just to the side of me there will remain during the course of this hype show. Welcome back. I'm still here. But let's talk about some of the matches, because we've already spoken about some of the tremendous talent that's set to appear. Let's talk about the 8 matches, shall we? And if you like your big boys, if you like your big boy wrestling, if you like your hoss fights, you're going to be truly satisfied with this match here. The Nomad, Dalton Garrett, will be making his return to an Immortal Wrestling ring to take on somebody making their debut in Immortal Wrestling, the Outlaw, Tim Strange. Now, Dalton Garrett, I think in our return show, Immortal Wrestling's return show 2 years ago, won a 6-man scramble match, which earned him a #1 contender shot to the National Heavyweight Championship. He cashed that in at the last show earlier on this year, but was unsuccessfully, just by a pinch. He wasn't able to pull it off, but definitely demonstrated why he deserves to be in that sort of position, going up against Tim Strange, who isn't going to be used as a stepping stone by Dalton Garrett or anybody in the Immortal Wrestling ring. And he is determined to make his debut a successful one for Immortal Wrestling, and to use Dalton Garrett as a stepping stone, or to catapult him to the main event scene. And these two big boys are going to beat the hell out of one another. You know that you're going to get some big boys. But let's find out from the individuals themselves, because they've both been kind enough to send us these few words.
Dalton Garrett, you gone messed up, boy. Because you signed a contract to face me on the 25th of November at Immortal Wrestling. Now, a lot of people will see that as a sign that you want to test yourself. You want to see if you're big enough, see if you're bad enough, see if you're mean enough. But the problem with that is I see you signing that contract as disrespect. Nothing more, nothing less. Because that tells me that you think you got a chance to beat the Outlaw Tim Strange. That you got a chance at one-on-one with me. You got a chance to beat me, to pin me, to make me submit. I can guarantee you, on the 25th of November, you're going to find out when I hit you with a lights out lariat just how little chance you have, boy. See you on the 25th of November.
So, Tim Strange, you say that me signing that contract was a mistake? Well, I don't see it that way. Okay, you're just an obstacle in my way to be moved as I march on towards the Immortal Wrestling National Heavyweight Championship. You say that me signing that contract is a sign of disrespect. I don't disrespect you, but I don't like you. So on the 25th of November at Immortal Wrestling, the Nomad Dalton Garrett and the Outlaw Tim Strange, one-on-one to see who's the best man. And you say, when you hit me with a lights out lariat? If. I've been working on something very, very special. I've been working on my submission game. And you mess around, and you may just find yourself in the Garrett garrote, and I will make you go to sleep. The Outlaw versus the Nomad. Let's see who fate favours on November the 25th. See you there.
There you go. Some strong words from both of the competitors involved in that match. Two big men. Dalton Garrett said he's been working on his submission game. It will be the Garrett garrote versus the lights out lariat. Tim Strange versus Dalton Garrett. That's going to be a tremendous match. How about this one here? for the Immortal Tag Team Championships. You might ask yourself, Tag Team Championships. Well, this is actually for the inaugural Tag Team Championships. We have brand new bouts, a brand new championship that's going to be on the line November the 25th. Another reason to get yourself down to the Southwick Village Hall if you haven't already bought your tickets. It's going to be the Demon Death Squad versus the Battle Cats versus Tommy Lawrence and Lion Kid. Three tremendous teams. There is a little bit of a storied rivalry between some of these. Of course, you've got the Battle Cats making their Immortal Wrestling debuts, renowned tag team from the south of the UK. They've won championships. They've been teaming for a while. And like I say, they're going to be looking to make their mark, looking to make a statement by walking out as the first ever Immortal Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And then, of course, you've got the Demon Death Squad, Xander and Callie Gray. Xander, of course, is the unified junior heavyweight cruiserweight champion in Immortal Wrestling, and he won that honor. He won those championships, that unification match against Lion Kid at the last show. So Lion Kid is going to want to at least, walk away with some gold of his own to, get a little bit of comeuppance over Xander and his victory from last time. Another person that's got a bit of beef already with Xander is Tommy Lawrence. And of course, they had a bit of a confrontation, a bit of a stare down after their respective matches at the last show, because Tommy Lawrence, of course, won a #1 contenders match to be the next in line for Xander's Cruiserweight Championship. So there's already some, a bit of a thread here between some of these competitors. Callie Gray wasn't successful in his Immortal last time round. He's going to want to walk away alongside Xander as the brand new and the first time ever Immortal Wrestling Tag Team Champions. But don't underestimate the Battle Cats. As I said, they're a very established team. They've had victories up and down the country, and the Battle Cats are definitely one to look out for. And that's going to be the Demon Death Squad versus the Battle Cats versus Tommy Lawrence and Lion Kid. And it'll be interesting to see how Tommy Lawrence and Lion Kid gel. Two baby faces, of course. So, and two dynamic, interesting, exciting wrestlers teaming together for the first time. They could walk away as the brand new, the inaugural Immortal Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Let's talk about this one here. This is the Capture the Case #1 contenders match. Immortal Wrestling stalwart Yeston Reese, who's had many outings in an Immortal Wrestling ring over the years. It's a triple threat. Yeston's going to be taking on not one but two individuals. It's going to be a triple threat between Yeston Reese, Ripper Reed, the hometown boy from Trowbridge, a stone's throw away from Southwick, of course, going up against the unpredictable CJ Rawlings. And of course, Yeston Reese, he's been to the top of the mountain. He's been the #1 contender. He's been in the main events of Immortal Wrestling shows. He's been competing for the National Heavyweight Championship. This time, it is a match to earn the right to be the #1 contender for the National Heavyweight Championship. Ripper Reed, of course, just returned back to the UK after 6 months excursion over in Japan, where he's trained with the legendary Japanese buzzsaw Tajiri, and comes back with a wealth of knowledge and experience, better than ever. Like I say, he is the local lad in all of this, and the unpredictable one, CJ Rawlings. We actually had a video sent to us from CJ Rawlings. Let's hear what he had to say building up to this match on November the 25th.
Immortal Wrestling on November 25th. The unpredictable CJ Rawlings takes on the alpha male Yeston Reese. Now, Yeston, at the last show, you saved me from the beating of my life against the Demon Death Squad, and I cannot thank you enough for that. You have my respect. You have my admiration. Hell, you have more than that. Because I'll be honest with you, you're one of the people in the business that I was genuinely nervous to meet. I mean, look at you. You're the alpha male. You look like you're from Asgard. You're an incredible family man, and you are an incredible professional wrestler. Last time me and you squared off, it didn't end well for CJ Rawlings. That F5, the precision, I've never felt anything like it, and I doubt I'll feel anything like it again until me and you square off. But this time, it's a capture the case match, which means I can cash that in any time, any place for the National Heavyweight Championship. Do you know what winning a championship like that could do for CJ Rawlings' career? Bro, we're in for the fight of our lives. I will take everything you have to give me, and I will walk away from that match victorious. I will adapt, I will overcome, and I will survive.
There we go. Triple threat match. Capture the case #1 contenders match. The winner of that match will have the briefcase that they can cash in anytime, any place on the national heavyweight champion, whoever he might be, come the end of November the 25th, Devil's Playground. Back to me. I'm going to do it again. The barcode. That corner, whatever corner it's in. Scan it now. If you're watching this on a laptop, or if you've got somebody else with a I don't know, camera phone or some sort of scanning device, scan that bad boy, get taken through to Eventbrite, get your tickets for Devil's Playground today, or follow the instructions scrolling along the bottom of the screen, bit.ly/Immortal Devils will take you straight there, or click on the link in the description to this show. But let's have a look at this one here. This one is for the Fighting Championship. There's a lot at stake in this match. Title versus career. Champagne Charlie, the current fighting champion. He's been the fighting champion for over 500 days. He's defended the fighting championship all over the country, numerous times, numerous promotions. He's been a fighting champion in every sense of the word. Going up against former champion Frankie T, putting his career on the line in a bid to regain the title that was once his. This is going to be a tremendous match. There's so much on the line here, and there is a story to it as well. And of course, we'll play some videos to kind of illustrate and demonstrate that story. But it started over 500 days ago when Champagne Charlie first picked up the fighting championship, when he first pinned and beat Frankie T in that ring nearly 2 years ago. And Frankie T contests to this day that it was an unfair decision, that the title shouldn't have changed hands, that he should still be the fighting champion today, because he contests that his foot was on that rope when Champagne Charlie covered him and the referee counted to 3. Champagne Charlie lost his rag, came upstairs, stormed into the interview set, threw his bottle of water down, told me that I was being unprofessional in my interviewing duties when I asked him the questions he didn't want to be asked. Why he turned on Charlie during that match, why he beat him down. We get match number 2. And of course, this was the rematch once again for the fighting championship. And we'll recap in a minute. But my friend was in peril. He was in this submission hold, this crossface that Frankie T uses in all of his matches, and he's usually very, very successful with. On this occasion, I felt compelled to go and help my friends. Let's have a little bit of a recap as far as what went down at the last Immortal Wrestling show, Immortal Combat.
Right, where's that bald-headed idiot? Johners, where is he? Cost me my match like that again. Alright? Little word of warning for you. I've just spoken to the owner. Yeah? Next match, next show. Champagne Charlie, Frankie T. I can pick the stipulation. How about this? Your title versus my career. That's right. I'll lay it all on the line. I'll be done. Now, for you, Johners, I know you're going to be in his corner, but I've just got me some hired muscle. So you want to get involved? Got to deal with my man. Let's get out of here.
So for some reason, Frankie T, he holds me responsible for his loss in that second match. I think he needs to look in the mirror, and he shouldn't have been so distracted by me coming down to cheer on Champagne Charlie, good friend of mine. We've been good friends for years. That's the least I can do when I see a friend of mine in trouble. Anybody would do it. The fact that he released a hold, paid more attention to me than his opponent in the match, and winning that match, it's his own fault that he got rolled up. As simple as that. But as I, alluded to earlier, and as Frankie T mentioned in his backstage segment after that second loss, he will have Cameron Anderson in his corner. Now, he's a big dude. He's a trained wrestler. I'm going to be helping my friend. I'm going to be Champagne Charlie's corner man. I'm not a trained performer. I'm not a wrestler. So I'm just there as a cheerleader more than anything. But it doesn't end there, because recently, and I mentioned that Champagne Charlie has been a fighting champion in every sense of the word. He recently had another win, defended his title at another promotion just a couple of weeks ago. Champagne Charlie had a few words for Frankie T. Let's just see how that went down. And that brings us right up to date.
Hey there, guys. Champagne Charlie here. Just come off a very hard-fought victory against Sean Riley here at IWE. But defending the Immortal Wrestling Fighting Championship proud for Immortal Wrestling. Now that that's out of the way, next stop along the way, Frankie T. I didn't want it to come to this, but you chose it. Title versus career. If ending your career is what I have to do to get you out of my life, then and so be it. Over 500 days strong. Immortal Wrestling fight.
Wait, you think tonight was hard fought? Just see what Frankie's got in store for you. Right?
Oh, really?
At Devil's Playground, he's going to destroy you. You've got nothing.
Oh, really? You think I've got nothing?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
You are nothing, man.
You know what?
500 days of nothing.
You know what?
And once that's back round Frankie's waist, it's finally going to be a title worth something.
Worth something.
Do you really think it's going to be a walk in the park? Huh? Charlie? Charlie boy? I ain't giving up nothing. I'm walking out with this belt whether you like it or not.
There we go. November the 25th. Title versus career for the Fighting Championship. Champagne Charlie, over 500 days reign, going up against former champion Frankie T, who, if he loses his career, certainly with Immortal Wrestling, will be done. He's going to be accompanied by Cameron Anderson in his corner, and I'll do my very best to support my good friend Champagne Charlie in his corner. That's going to be a fantastic match. How about this one here? A fatal four-way, no less, for the King of England Championship. Former WWE NXT UK star Jakk Sellstrom against current reigning champion RKJ Ricky Nyte Jr. from the famed Nyte family over here in the UK, going up against somebody that knows all about what the King of England Championship is all about, Johnny Storm, and the fourth competitor in this match, the Flynn Daddy, Flynn Burden. It's going to be a four-way for this match, so there will be a lot of action inside and outside of the ring, but the winner will walk away as the King of England champion. And here's just some words from some of the competitors in that match.
What's up, everybody? This is the Wonder Kid Johnny Storm. I've got some great news for you. This November 25th, I'm going to be coming back to the Immortal Wrestling with some great British wrestling talent. It's going to be taking place at the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick, and it is going to be one hell of a night because I'm going to be in a 4-way dance for the King of England Championship. I know a little something about the King of England, so this is going to be a very special match for me. I will see you November 25th, Immortal Wrestling. Let's get it on.
Immortal Wrestling. It's the Flynn Daddy, Flynn Burden here. I'm here to tell you that on November 25th at Southwick Village Hall in Southwick, Devil's Playground, Immortal Wrestling, the Flynn Daddy's walking in for the King of England Championship. And I'm going to do what I did tonight and whoop some ass. I'm going to walk in there, I'm going to take down RKJ. I'm going to take down the Wonder Kid, Johnny Storm. And I'm going to take out the Revenant, Jakk Sellstrom. 3 of the best wrestlers in the UK, past, present and future, baby. But the Flynn Daddy may be a bit more of an unknown, but let me tell you, you'll be screaming Daddy by the end of the night. In fact, you'll be screaming King Daddy, because you'll be renaming that entire show Daddy's Playground, baby, because the Flynn Daddy doesn't come to play, he plays for keeps. Let's get sexy.
There we go. Jakk Sellstrom, RKJ, Johnny Storm, Flynn Burden will all be in the ring at the same time, but going for the same championship. Just one title on the line, the King of England Championship. And if you want reminding of how unique, interesting, some might say bizarre, Jakk Sellstrom is, take a little look at this interview that I conducted with him after the last show in Mortal Kombat, and it'll give you an idea about what Jakk Sellstrom is all about. Join us backstage here at Immortal Wrestling. Let me introduce to you the Revenant Jakk Sellstrom. Welcome to Immortal Wrestling, sir. He was involved in the championship match tonight. There was you, 4 contenders and 1 title. Your reaction to that match, sir?
I love it! It is evident that Immortal Wrestling is brimming with talent. But mark my words, this is just the beginning for Jakk Sellstrom and Immortal Wrestling. Oh, mark my words. Yes!
Wow, Jakk Sellstrom made his point clear there. And he said that this is just the beginning of Jakk Sellstrom in an Immortal Wrestling ring. Who knows? Will we see a new champion? Will we see a new King of England champion come November the 25th from the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick near Trowbridge? If you're in that neck of the woods or near the southwest of the UK, get yourself down there. And it's the big QR code as well. So if you're watching this on the TV or a laptop, get your phones out, scan that. That'll take you straight through to the website. Click on the link in the description below, or follow the instructions scrolling along the bottom of the screen, bit.ly/Immortal Devils. That'll take you straight through to the Eventbrite page where you can get your ticket or tickets today. Spread the word. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a tremendous show. And then we mentioned her earlier, but the deadly one, Nightshade, will be back in an Immortal ring November the 25th. Devil's Playground, defending her championship one more time, the Immortal Women's Championship, taking on newcomer Violet Nyte in a first-time encounter. This time, not just a first-time encounter with a title on the line. Violet Nyte, a relative newcomer on the UK scene, a debutante in an Immortal Wrestling ring. Nightshade, a veteran of the UK scene, a veteran of the Immortal Wrestling scene. Been a champion for about 2 years now, defended her title on numerous occasions. As we said, the deadly one, Nightshade, is an experienced, seasoned performer on the UK scene across Europe and further afield, spending weeks, if not months, over in Japan, defending her various championships on the biggest stage. She'll be back in an Immortal Wrestling ring November the 25th, taking on Violet Nyte. Deadly Nightshade, the Deadly One, might think that she is unbeatable in an Immortal ring, and she has been so far. She's been very, very dominant, a dominant champion for sure. Violet Knight's got everything to prove, but you know she's going to have the fan support, and it could be that fan support that gives her that extra 5% to possibly walking out after making her debut, the new Immortal Women's Champion. We will have to see. How about this one here? One of our featured matches on the night, Devil's Playground, current Impact star, former WWE star, Dirty Dango, over on these shores in an Immortal Wrestling ring, taking on Tate Mayfairs. Tate Mayfairs will have to prove on November the 25th that Tateness is greatness, and to prove why he says he's the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. We caught up with Tate. Tate gave us these words ahead of his match with Dirty Dango in just a few days' time.
See, I haven't always lived this life. As a matter of fact, I recall many moons ago, I was way back in the cheap seats at a wrestling show. And there was a guy in the middle of the ring who everybody loved. They loved him so much they were just chanting his song the whole show. Not just the whole show, but the way to the venue, on the way from the venue. That guy's name was Fandango. See, times have changed, me old China. See, now it's called Dirty Dango. See, now I'm not way back in the cheap seats at a wrestling show. I am the wrestling show. And Dirty Dango's coming back to the United Kingdom once again, and this time to fight me, the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. It's so poetic, man. I couldn't even write it myself. At this time, bro, they're not going to be singing your song. See, I knew way back then that you and I needed to be the other way round, and finally I get to right that wrong. I'm going to beat you up, and you are going to be singing Tateness is greatness. And as far as dancing, I'll be dancing on your head. Woohoo!
Dirty Dango versus Tate Mayfairs, November the 25th, Devil's Playground. You've got to be there. Follow the instructions scrolling along the bottom of the screen. Click on the link in the description below, or just simply scan the barcode on the screen right now. But we've spoken about 7 matches so far, and we are not stopping there. Oh, no, we are not stopping there. We'll have a full recap of all 8 matches very, very soon. But that match there, Dirty Dango versus Tate Mayfairs, worth the price for admission. If you live in the Southwick area, if you live anywhere near Trowbridge or anywhere in the southwest of the UK, do yourself a favour. This is the hottest ticket in town, the most loaded and most stacked wrestling show in Immortal Wrestling history, possibly the most loaded and stacked wrestling show taking place that weekend in the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick. Details are running along the bottom of the screen. And then we have our main event for the National Heavyweight Championship. Some might say that Devil's Playground was written in honour of the King of Hell, Damien himself. Been a champion for over 666 days, coming on for 2 years. He's defended his championship many, many times in an Immortal Wrestling ring. And November the 25th will be no different when he takes on the Stallion, Chris Bronson, arguably one of the very best heavyweights, one of the very best professional wrestlers in the UK today. Here's what Chris Bronson, the Stallion, had to say to Damien.
25th of November, the Stallion is coming back to Immortal Pro Wrestling. The only reason the Stallion is coming back, the only thing on the Stallion's mind is that National Heavyweight Championship. The Stallion is coming back because he wants a shot at the National Heavyweight Championship. The only thing stopping me from having that belt is Damien, the King of Hell. You know, Damien, you may scare all your other opponents with your size, with your menacing look, but you don't scare the Stallion. You've done well with this belt and you've defended it, but you have not faced the Stallion. The Stallion has got enough horsepower to take the belt off you. The Stallion
has got enough horsepower to send you with your little bags straight back to hell. The Stallion has got more horsepower than the tender one at Cheltenham. Now, if you think you can take 110 kilos of muscle, steel, and sex appeal, then let me tell you, Damien, why don't you put your belt on the line on the 25th of November and see if you can handle the Stallion?
Strong words from the Stallion. He is the number one contender. He will be taking on the champion, the long reigning champion, the King of Hell, Damien, at Devil's Playground, November the 25th. All the details are on the screen there. Scrolling along the screen. Get your tickets by clicking on the link in the description below. But that's all 8 matches. Let's have a quick recap. The Nomad Dalton Garrett versus the Outlaw Tim Strange. If you like your big boys, if you like your big hoss fights, that's one for you. That's going to be a match we are going to have to reinforce the ring for sure. We're going to be crowning the inaugural, the first ever Immortal Wrestling Tag Team Championships. The Demon Death Squad will be looking to add to their gold, taking on the Battle Cats, making their debut in Immortal Wrestling, taking on Tommy Lawrence and Lion Kid. Both of those two have a bone to pick, a beef to bear with Xander and the Demon Death Squad. We've got a triple threat match, a capture the case, number one contenders match. Yeston Reese versus Ripper Reed versus CJ Rawlings. The winner of that will have the briefcase that could potentially be cashed in any time, any place for the National Heavyweight Championship. The winner of that could be going on to great things. The winner of that will have the key to the championship at their disposal. Then we have title versus career for the Fighting Championship. Champagne Charlie with me, wrestling with John is in his corner. Remember, I'm not a trained performer. I'm just there to back up and support my good friend as he takes on Frankie T, putting his career on the line with Cameron Anderson in his corner. I must admit, I'm scared, I'm intimidated, but I'm looking forward to supporting my good friend and seeing him retain his championship once more and putting Frankie T's Immortal Wrestling career behind him. Title versus career, ladies and gents. I can't say I'm not a little bit nervous about that one. This 4-way dance here for the King of England Championship. Jakk Sellstrom versus RKJ, the defending champion, versus Johnny Storm versus the Flynn Daddy, Flynn Burden. And then we got the Women's Championship on the line once again as the deadly one, Nightshade, puts her title on the line against the debuting Violet Nyte, November 25th at Devil's Playground. That's going to be an awesome match, and it'll be an opportunity for Violet Nyte to make a statement and to walk away as the brand new women's champion. And Nightshade, I'm sure, will have more than a few words to say about that. And we will have to see. You'll have to be there to find out what goes down. Dirty Dango, former WWE star, current Impact Wrestling star, coming over to the UK, working in Immortal Wrestling for the very first time at Devil's Playground, taking on Tate Mayfairs. We just heard from Tate, a very strong promo from Tate, a very strong interview about why he believes he is on Dirty Dango's level and why he believes he will be walking away with a win when all said and done, November the 25th, Devil's Playground. And then we've just heard Chris Bronson, the Stallion, sending out some very, very strong words to the champion, Damien, the King of Hell, in this Devil's Playground match. So I believe I've been reliably informed by Immortal Wrestling Management that this Devil's Playground match will be no disqualification. Anything goes. Weapons can be used. But this is going to be a strong and violent match between Damien, the reigning defending champion, over 666 days, getting on for 2 years, going up against the Stallion, Chris Bronson. That's all 8 matches. Get your tickets now. Barcode's on the screen, just there. Details run along the bottom of the screen. bit.ly/Immortal Devils, or just click on the link in the description below. And we'll see you there, November the 25th, from the Southwick Village Hall in Southwick, near Trowbridge. If you live anywhere near Trowbridge or the Southwick area or in the southwest of England, get yourself down to this show. It's absolutely loaded. It's absolutely stacked. It's promised as the biggest, the best, and the most loaded and stacked card in Immortal Wrestling history. We've spoken about all 8 tremendous matches, some of the biggest names, some of the most tremendous talents from the UK scene and further afield, including former WWE stars. You've got to be there. Immortal Wrestling presents Devil's Playground, November the 25th. We look forward to seeing you there.